welcome back to episode 20 of K-Talk. I'm your host, Mel.
And I'm your host, Uma. Welcome back, guys. On this week's after show, we are sharing our final thoughts on the tale of Lady Oct.
Yes. Lady Oct. I don't even know where to begin. This show is it was so amazing.
Yeah.
It was so amazing.
And super underrated. And I don't know why there isn't a lot of chatter. Is it because, I don't know, it's not on the
I think
bigger,
because
it's streaming platforms, but I'm not really seeing a lot of chit chat about it. But it's so sad because this show is amazing.
It literally gives you everything. You're on the edge of your seat. Every episode, it seems like.
Right? Nothing boring happening. It's just really well paced. Go, go, go.
Our girl Taeyong be going through it.
Oh my God.
Anytime she gets a glimmer of just happiness or joy, it's like the next very episode.
It's been 10 years of struggle.
Yeah.
But you know what? She is so smart, so resilient.
She is. She is badass.
Never sits in bitterness. I think that's what I like most about her character. She never lost her resolve. Everything was you know what? We might be down right now, but we're going to come back up. I'm going to find a solution. We're going to make it through this. And it was just so refreshing to see her, to have such a strong female character.
Yeah.
I love everything about this girl.
Yeah, her character is strong because if you think about it, I feel like most people coming from the history that she came from, being a servant, being treated so poorly, you would think that once she became a noble, that she would become this evil person that just takes it out on, you know what I mean, on servants or whatever. But I'm so happy that she didn't become like that. And it takes a very strong person not to become that.
Yeah,
and not to be filled with just rage and anger and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she wasn't bitter at all. She always knew she didn't like her station in life. And that's how we, what we had mentioned in the first look episode, where it was she was fortunate enough that the lady that she was a servant to was a lazy piece of shit. So she got to learn how to read and write.
Yeah.
And kind of become a jack of all trades and just know how to do so many things that, benefited her when she ran away, because that was her whole goal, right? If we remember, she was always trying to find a way for her and her dad to escape the life that they're in, because sadly their masters and the people that they served, the noble family that they were serving, were horrible people. So they were we have to get out of here. So she used her intelligence, she used every opportunity that she had. Sadly, her and her dad part ways.
Yeah.
But she's essentially been living as Lady Oct for about 10 years.
Yeah.
By herself, and she kind of creates this new family.
She does. So she gets married to Yoon-gyum. They kind of have an agreement because I think we spoke about it last episode, how he's kind of living, a double life kind of situation. And and she is a former servant that's trying to keep that a secret, right?
Exactly.
So they get together and from there, his father gets
framed.
Yeah.
And sadly passes away, and she has to take care of her little brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So
she steps up in every situation. That's what I love about her. She just steps up. Without question, without fail. It's I got this. I'm going to get it done.
She did her best. She ended up restoring the family's honor. She cleared their names and her late father-in-law's name.
Got all their estates back.
Everything was great. So I love the relationship that developed between her and her brother-in-law, because essentially her fake husband disappears.
Yeah. We'll get more into that later on, because he pissed me off.
He's so annoying. But she ends up taking in, getting her servants back, and ends up raising her brother-in-law. Then there's this 7-year time jump, and now we see her brother-in-law is, what are they called? A civil servant.
Yeah.
And
he graduated with honors. Yeah.
They're living this happy, simple, peaceful life for a little bit.
Yeah. It's always for a little bit. Before some shit happens.
Exactly. Before the time jump happens, we see her reconnecting with Sung-hee.
Yeah.
And he's just, on the road performing, doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And, but they haven't seen each other for about 7 years now.
Yeah. And then, he pretty much gets locked up.
Yep.
And Mansuk comes to her and says, hey, so he's locked up and we need your help. And she goes over there and gets him out of jail, essentially. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So she gets him out of jail. He's fine. They part ways again. The brother-in-law this time goes and wants to search for his brother, his older brother.
Yeah.
Because we find out that in the little community that they're living in, they want to label her as a widow so that, she can't work. She's basically a nuisance to them.
Basically, yeah. She'd be all up in everybody's business. And they're like, we need to keep her in the house. Like, she's doing too much. Yeah.
So it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
So the brother-in-law goes in search to find his, real brother, but doesn't. So somehow Sung-hee ends up coming back. And
no, he actually does see him. Remember?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to come back with him.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come back with him.
So, they're kind of like, they're fucked because Lady Oct needs help right now because she's literally on trial for being a widow or something. I just don't know
what Yeon-gyum's deal is. It's like, okay, I get you're away for 7 years. It's like, but you couldn't write her a letter? You couldn't, even if you had no intention of coming back, you couldn't put her heart at ease and say, hey, I'm good, I'm well, don't worry about me, but I cannot come back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I just don't understand it. Like,
no, let's just talk about him. He's a coward. Yeah, I feel like he's out here, working with the less fortunate, but he appears to be a compassionate guy. Like, I get it, but you have to help your family first before you can help those further away from you. Like,
that's
how are you
really
helping
pissed
the entire
me off.
world, but your actual family first? Like, he's just, I like.
It's like, Yeon-gyum, are you a narcissist? Because like, what is that about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're over here like helping strangers, all of that, and
Help
I think
out the people closest to you first. They're literally, their life is in danger.
But you told your brother when you seen him, I'm not your brother anymore. I'm dead to you. Like, yeah. He is a coward, and
more power to him. I don't really care. I'm glad he never came back because this is when we finally see the love story that we've been wanting to see between Taeyoung and Sung-hee.
Yeah.
They obviously are playing a role now because neither of them are who they say they are, but I'm glad he comes back and he pretends he's her husband. And we just
can we talk about how hilarious it was when she figured out that it was him?
She figured out so quickly. Though. He was like, how'd you know?
No, but at first when she checked his arm and he got the tattoo and everything, she was like, okay.
He was committed.
Yeah.
And they knew that she was going to check that right away.
Yeah.
But then it's his mannerisms, just his personality.
They're completely night and day. Yeah.
That there's feelings behind that. Like, I'm just happy and we got to
But I love that she wasn't that upset because obviously that's the love of her life. She doesn't want. I love how she loves this man, but she still plays like, I don't really like you like that. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing is they did kind of get into a little bit of fight. They did touch on that because she was like, I don't like the feeling of needing someone. I've been on my own for so long that I feel like I'm losing myself because I am relying on you. And then the more I rely on you, the more I'm scared because I'm genuinely happy for the first time in my life. And I can't stop but like feel anxious.
Yeah, because I think part of her, she felt like her entire life, her role was to take care of people. Yeah. And now she has this man that loves her and wants to be there for her and take care of her. And she doesn't know how to react to that. And I completely understand, right?
For sure. Like she was always in survival mode. And then now that he's pretending to be her husband, all kind of seems right. Yeah. So she was like, I'm not used to this. Like, I'm not used to being happy.
It's like a part of her, feels like, oh my God, when is the other shoe going to drop kind of thing, right? She's always on edge.
Like, and I like the fact that he was like, you're always taking care of others. Like, you're always putting everybody else's best interest like ahead of yours. It's okay to like keep something for yourself.
Because he even said, I'm scared too. Yeah. You know, because obviously he's never loved anyone either, right? So this is, So but I just really love their love is so innocent. It's so cute. It's just, just watching her let her guards down with him. It was just so cute to watch,
And I loved his character as like Sung-hee because I'm like, God, he is so romantic. Like, imagine a man just giving up his entire identity to be with you. And he was like, if I could just live one day as your husband, like, I don't even care if I get caught and I die.
He literally faked his own death just to be with her.
Just to be with her. And I was like, he is, wow.
Yeah.
So romantic of him.
He is.
One of my other favorite characters was Mansuk.
Oh, I loved him.
He's so unserious.
He is.
I love the fact that he just blended in so well with their new little family.
Yeah.
He was getting along with all of the servants. He kind of actually caused a little bit of a rift between.
Yeah, because in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, is him and Maxim going to get together? Like,
no, I knew that him and Maxim, like, he was being very flirtatious with her, I guess. And he was like, I can't help it if I'm charming. And I was just being my usual self. And Ducky thinks that, like, Maxim now likes him because they just got close so quickly. And Mansuk, in his own weird little way, was kind of charming. He was cute. Like, everything was a joke to him. Everything was funny.
Like, him and Sang-hee are like the perfect duo. Like,
really
literally, because they're both so unserious if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's why they've been together for so many years and they get along so well.
Yeah.
But I love that because I feel like Mansuk was the reason that relationship between Maxim and Ducky like came to fruition, because Ducky's now like, oh my God, he's about to take my woman, which caused him to get really jealous and confess his feelings.
Yeah.
And can we talk about how beautiful that wedding scene was?
Oh my God, it was so cute. That's what I mean. When they have these little joyous, beautiful moments, you just after that, I just knew something was about to happen. You know what I mean?
I really felt it, and I was like, oh, we haven't had like such a warming like scene in a minute, but that was such a simple, beautiful wedding. And I'm so happy that their character was able to get together. Yeah. But obviously Mansuk did not have a happy ending.
Oh my God.
And I don't get it. Like, he did not need to die.
He did not.
Right?
He deserved to be a part. But did they kill him off just so they could name the kid after him? I knew that's where it was going.
Or to give like Sung-hee like a emotional moment, because maybe I'm being a little bit too logical here, but even the torture that they went through didn't look like it was that serious.
Okay, I don't know if I'm
Sung-hee was fine.
I don't know if I'm slow, but the whole torture thing
with the leg thing, right?
What exactly was happening? Because the blood was gushing out, but I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. Are they separating their legs, but they're trying to keep their legs closed?
No, it just looked like they were always sitting in a chair.
They were sitting in a chair.
The what was it, logs?
The wooden things,
they were crisscross, right?
Yeah.
Pushing their legs apart while they were tied at the ankle, maybe? Because I really didn't know how that was torturous.
I didn't know where the blood was coming from.
And where the blood was coming from. Was there spikes? Were they getting like a bunch of splinters in their thighs?
I don't know, but I was watching that.
In 2 seconds, the blood just spread in their, I don't understand how that device works.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here?
Maybe we need to look it up or something, because I'm like, how is this torture?
I literally rewinded the scene a couple
times. Their legs are being spread apart, but it's not like it was a machine that was forcing them to do the splits.
I think the blood was coming because they were squishing their legs together, right? Because they don't want it to spread out. What
do you mean they were literally using the sticks to pull the legs apart? That's why we saw the inside of the thighs on their pants, and then it would get bloody all of a sudden. I'm like, are there nails attached to these sticks or something? I really don't know how that torture worked.
I don't know, but I was highly confused. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is the blood?
But that's the thing. Yeah. Other than, I guess, getting like beat up and hit a couple of times, that leg torture device thingy, how did Mansuk die and the other one live?
That's what I mean.
Because it looked like they were receiving the same amount of torture.
I guess his body couldn't handle it. I don't know. And he could.
I think it was just, I don't know. Again.
Or maybe he was actually getting more tortured than
you think?
Sung-wee, yeah, I think.
No, because they were brought, I don't know, maybe it was happening behind the scenes and we didn't see, but I don't know. I was just like, I don't think he sustained enough, injuries to die just like that.
Yeah, like maybe if they gave him like a blow to the head or something, it would make more sense, huh?
I don't know. But
I don't know, but anyways, that literally broke me. I cried my eyes out.
And then the dinner scene. That made me cry like a baby.
Oh my God, that scene too. When oh my God. And I literally broke down.
all of them and the moments that they had with
him?
Mansuk, and I was like, why are they doing this to us?
And then he bowed. Why are you bowed? I lost it. When he bowed and said, it's time for me to go.
I know, like,
I
y'all
literally
be
lost
good.
it.
And I was like, please don't. That was such an emotional scene.
It was.
Like, they did not need
I
to
was
do
like, why
that
would
to
they do
Mansuk.
that? Like, why was that necessary? But
it was to make us cry.
It
And
was.
It did what it needed to do.
It did what it needed to do. Because I bawled my eyes out.
Damn. I had to pause because I was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
This is too much. But he had a great character. I love him. I'm sad that he didn't make it till the end.
Yeah.
With everyone. I love that they called the little kid,
Yeah.
They named him.
We already
after
knew
him.
because he made that joke
knew.
and he wrote to her and saying, oh my God, he thinks we're going to name him
That's
after.
why he went to buy us a house. And now we definitely got to have a girl. Because nobody's naming our kid after him. I thought that was really cute. Yeah. Another death that just did not make zero sense to me that was supposed to be, I guess, super dramatic was when Yoon came back. Remember him and Singy switched places in the prison, so he gets executed in his place. But before that could even happen, he dies while kneeling. Do you remember that
Because
part?
apparently
he was on his last breath.
Because apparently he came back, can't speak apparently, and has heart
then
disease.
The voice came back.
And that too, first of all.
That's another thing.
And he has heart disease. So in that moment, he died from that heart disease.
Okay, he'd been having heart disease. Yes, I get it. That's why he was able to sacrifice himself and say, listen, I'm already going to die anyways.
Yeah.
You faked your own death. Just live your life as me now. So what I didn't understand is something tragic had happened. I guess the people that he was protecting, like they created the same thing happened to them where that house that he was holding all those people that he was helping.
Yeah.
They got attacked again, basically.
Yeah.
And somebody said, oh, they're rebels again.
Yeah.
Lots of deaths happened. And I think the shock of that made him lose his voice.
But it's so funny. Apparently he lost his voice, but then when they sent him to go speak to the magistrate.
The desperation of the situation made the voice come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you couldn't speak to Tae-young though. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Okay.
Why? He couldn't talk to Tae-young or his brother.
Yeah.
But when, the little quarantine village was about to be burnt down, he was good to go.
He talked there and he also spoke in the prison when he was switching places with,
Exactly. And then he literally says, can you just switch clothes with me? Like, I've already talked to the minister guy or whatever, the minister, and he knows what we're about to do. I'm literally here on my last breath. And then he took his last breath whilst kneeling.
Yeah.
I said,
and Sung-hee said, no, I cannot do that.
While he was processing the whole situation.
Yeah, because he was ready to die.
The life literally just went out of him while he was on his knees.
And he's like, oh shit, gotta go.
Yeah, we didn't even see that part.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that was not needed. I thought that was a bit extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gone. He really didn't do anything for me. He was gone most of the time.
Yeah.
He was a little crusader, helping out those in need, but his own people.
And I just didn't like the way he did Tae-young because she literally, like, marrying him did him such a huge favor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's anyone else that he could have opened up to that would literally marry him. If you think about it, no one would have done that.
His dad passed away, and you have a little brother. Like, you don't want to check up on them. Like, you're just gonna be like,
not
Tae-young's
a
and
Tae-young been writing letters to him, right? And it's like you couldn't even write her one letter.
I know.
Just letting her know, hey, I'm well. I'm just not coming back. I love you both, but gotta go.
Like, toodaloo.
You know?
Anyways, he's just a loser. Moving on. He did nothing. Honestly, we didn't need his little character after the first part anyways.
Yeah.
After marrying her, it's like, sir,
good
you've done your
riddance.
job. Bye. But let's talk about her brother-in-law.
Oh, love him.
So adorable.
He is.
So adorable.
He is everything that he should have been.
Exactly.
Basically.
I love that he stepped up and he was like, you were like a mom and a sister to me, and now, like, I'm going to make you proud. He graduated top of his class. Like, he did what he needed to do. The only thing that made me feel sad for him was how his wife came into their lives.
Yeah, at first. Yeah.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, I was so pissed because when we first got introduced to Mi Rung, she just gave me baby Taeyang. She literally
That was
reminded
part of
me
her
of her.
plan.
Yeah,
She
everything
literally
about
plotted it
her.
that way.
Yeah, because she was working with Taehyung, but she just her whole vibe
And
was.
that's why he fell in love with her, because
Yeah.
they kind of just had that whole like, you know, interest in the legal system, and she wanted to help those,
Yeah.
you know, who were struggling in life and
Yeah.
take care of people. He saw like Taehyung's compassion in her, and you know, and she's cute. Like,
Yeah.
sucks that we find out that she's on a revenge tip with her mom. But
And you know what I can't understand about the mom? What really pisses me off? It literally makes no sense why she's upset at Taehyung. You literally killed Baekhyun.
she lacks accountability. She literally
Like, I
thinks
literally
she
wanted
did
to fight
nothing.
her. It's
she
like
killed a little girl, and she thinks, oh well, because we're nobles. Remember, she was a servant. How dare my son fall in love with somebody beneath him? Everything in her mind was justified. Like, she didn't think that they did anything wrong.
And then your son died of a broken heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're blaming Taehyung
Well, she
for
can't
that?
blame
Like,
herself.
yeah.
She was nuts.
So she was just nuts to me.
And
I was
felt
just like,
sad
it
for
makes
me wrong.
no.
But at least she found out like her mom was lying to her this entire time, and that her family was in the wrong, and Taeyong never did anything to them.
And I love what Taehyung did with her, because she realized what type of mom she had.
Mm-hmm.
She really like extended herself to her, because it reminded me of the way the grandma, Taehyung's real grandma,
Yes.
what she did for her, right? Like, she kept it honest with her, and she took her in.
Yeah, she was
so
like, I
that's
see that
exactly
you're a
what she
good
did with.
person,
Yeah, with,
and just because I lost my granddaughter, like, now you could live the life that she wanted to live, and like
Yeah.
do her proud and take her name. So Taeyong is very compassionate. Like, she's very kind.
Yeah.
And she didn't blame Mirang for, you know, believing her mom.
Yeah.
She didn't. And then she was like, she just asked her one thing, and she was like, do you actually like love him? Like, or
Yeah.
was this all just, you know, a part of your scheme? And she was like, no, I'm finding that he did start getting into my heart. Like, I did start
Yeah.
developing feelings for him. And she's like, great, this is just between us. You don't have to let him know. But sadly, he does find out, and they're kind of a little cold to each other for a little while.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't trust her,
I would
right?
feel,
Like,
played, you
He
know?
doesn't feel like she loves him at all, and he just thinks he's there for the baby. But then we find out that it was false symptoms. She was never going to have a baby.
Yeah.
But you know what? He has a nice little chit chat with Seung-hee, and you know, learns to express himself. And I like how Seung-hee was telling Taeyong that you can't do everything for him. Like, let him make his mistakes.
Yeah.
Let him have this fight with his wife.
Yeah.
You can't fix
Let him figure it out.
because he can't. Like, you baby him too much, basically.
Yeah.
Like, let him grow up. And she does. She takes a step back, and thankfully, like, they figure things out, and they end up moving to this other city, and they just, you know, they're happy.
I love
they're
it
young,
for
they're
them.
loved.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cute. So that was one of the better moments of the show, because
Yeah.
a lot of intense things were happening, and I was like, these group of people can never find happiness.
Yeah. Yeah. Another character that I just loved, like, her growth, Madame Kim.
Yes.
Even though she's always showed that she had a heart, to be honest, because remember the time when she got Maxim back?
Yes,
she gave her
Maxim
her back, you
not
know?
even realizing.
Yeah.
She just did it out of the kindness of her
Yeah.
heart. And I'm glad that they got closer.
They did.
And that woman completely changed. But you know who annoys me? The other one that I can't remember her name. I
Yeah,
just
well,
call her
but-
like the gossiping queen.
Yeah. But even Madame Kim, the most powerful scene between her and Taehyung was when basically she asked her, is this all true? Did you...
Oh, when she found out Taeyong's secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she asked her, like, did you give him the scar on his face, whatever. And when she said, after I drink this drink, I'm forgetting this whole conversation, like that. And they both just started crying. And I was like, oh my God, that was so
Right.
powerful.
She was like, I'm
yeah.
gonna pretend like I don't
It's like,
know
I'm
any
here
of
for
this.
you, pretty
because
much.
she sees the kind of person that she is, and
Yeah.
all the good that she's done. And when she found out why
Yeah.
she did that to her old
Yeah.
master, made sense. I mean, he buried her mom alive. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, giving him a scar was like the least
And
she could do.
that little stupid girl, Sohee, she literally told Madame Kim that, yeah, I was offering her up for the night to my father.
to my
so,
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, she thinks servants are like
Yeah.
beneath her. They're not human. So she was actually saying that to Madame Kim. Like,
But she was horrified.
didn't
Madame Kim
know.
was horrified, though. It's like...
Yeah, she was horrified. But she thought, oh, we're equals. We're both nobles.
Yeah,
So she's going to
you
understand. Not
understand.
realizing, like, you're a monster, and not everybody's like that. Not
Yeah.
everybody treats their servants that badly.
Yeah. But I love that. Yeah.
She became better. We thought she was like a bitch in the beginning, but she ends up being nice and actually being like a good friend to Taeyoung.
Yeah.
But
and also what really surprised me as well, her banished husband, you know, her husband was banished. He comes back and he's like a completely different person. Remember, he was the one that was banished because he got the mysterious illness.
Yeah, the mysterious. Yeah, but they were living apart though.
They were living apart. Yeah,
she was never as bad as her husband to begin with, and I think his sickness and the distance and the punishment for whatever.
Yeah, he became a completely different person.
Exactly, made him realize like the error of his ways. So
and even the way
he was really good growth.
Even the way he was with Hey Gang.
Yes.
You see that? Like even when they were together and she was taking care of him and like he got on his knees and basically was said like, forgive me. And, so I love to see his growth as well. It was good to see.
They were the only ones because everybody else outside of them kind of remained true to their evil ways. And the Gossip Queen's not that evil. She's just dumb.
She's dumb.
And very selfish and self-serving. But I wouldn't say she's like, well, she actually is evil because remember, she hid it from.
Remember, she worked with
that their husbands were kidnapping the children, and they had that gold mine. So she's just not a good person.
Yeah,
and she's always stays doing stupid
and her husband is a little dumb too. But he also came through at the end for Taeyoung because they went to, I don't know where they went to, but were asking her to be released.
Yeah, I think they were a little too forgiving of. The Gossip Queen because she's done some truly like horrific
she did
things.
The fact that she was working with Mi Rung's mom, that too.
The children, the mining thing, like she's just not a good person, but they made her seem like, oh, she's getting a little bit better, she's learned the error of her ways. I feel like she should have gotten some sort of harsh punishment.
But let's talk about So-yi. I never wanted to fight someone so bad. Like her face irritates me. I know, like I've never seen. I've never seen anyone that can hold that type of a grudge. My God, it's been 7 years, 8 years, whatever it was. But I'm like, oh my God, give it a rest. Like
let it go. But she can't though because remember, she's always wanted Sung-hee when he was So-in. Yeah, when he was the noble before his dad was like, get out of my face. He wants to be the director. She thought she was about to marry him. Remember the whole reason she hates Taeyoung is because she thought she was trying to seduce her man, her fiance. And then he was like, I was never really checking for you like that. Like, but she can't let it go. Losing to a servant, there's no way. Yeah. There's no way. And she's held on to that grudge. And she put the chamber pot, like all that piss and poop on her.
Okay, I get that, but it's different. Like, the dad doesn't even have that grudge, and she literally sliced his face.
I know,
but you know what I mean?
She's just an evil human being. Though.
Yeah, and I think a part of her really missed just her servant. I think she was a fabulous servant to her, and
I think she missed her punching bag.
Yeah, that
and
too.
She couldn't believe her servant took her man, because I think she could tell that he was attracted to her. Yeah. From the get-go. And then there was a weird little connection that they had. I think she could sense it and she just could not get over the fact that somebody who was beneath her took her man. And that's as simple as
or he found her more interesting than her.
Basically. Yeah. And she is more interesting. Like she knows how to read and write and thankfully you're just lazy and never took the time to educate yourself. But
and what's comical? The fact that she became a concubine.
I know.
Not even a first wife, a fucking concubine.
And then a government servant.
Oh my God, that was the greatest ending for her.
And Taeyoung literally switched positions in life. Yeah. I'm like, that was amazing. See, she got a fitting end.
She did.
Something like that should have happened to the Gossip Queen. She got away way too easy for my liking.
Yeah.
But God, my God, she was evil and she was so horrible. And I loved when her evil husband just strangled her at one point and was like,
I'm not for domestic violence, but it's like, yeah, she deserved that. Because she was doing entirely way too much.
Yeah, she was doing way too much. She didn't know her place. Yeah. And then she still jumps the gun because the whole point that they're exposed is because she exposed everything before her husband wanted to expose it.
Yeah. She was literally doing entirely way too much. Yeah.
By Taeyoung again because she thought she was infected and sends Taeyoung away. And I'm like, this is amazing. I hated that woman from the beginning to the very end. Glad she got what was coming to her.
Yeah. Great ending for her.
I know.
Yeah.
The thing is, it didn't feel slow for me. like, I felt like there was a lot of things that happened, but I also feel like maybe this could have been like 12 episodes too.
No, I
Really?
feel like, I think it was paced out perfectly because I feel like there was so much going on.
Well,
Like-
it's either that. It's either that, like, it could have been shorter in a way that all that legal, the last 2 legal cases before the infectious disease thing, I don't really think was needed, you know?
Yeah.
Like the land dispute and,
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, that's part of it. A part of the show, the big thing of
I think
her
it was
being a
just-
legal aid,
yeah, it
right?
gave us
So
more-
I mean, we would have to see these kind of cases. Like that's the point.
No, I thought it was giving us just, we got to see Taeyong
Yeah.
being the legal advocate, being a lawyer. Like, it was great. But what I didn't like was they spent so much time on these random court cases, but the most important one, I felt like they rushed the last 3 episodes. So I kind of want to say, I wish it was shorter, but only had from maybe, let's say, episode 12 till 16, like a good 4 or 5 episodes that they would have spent on the drug thing. Because all of that felt rushed to me. I was like, why didn't we have a backstory of when this guy decides to poison the community? You know, when the quarantine village was
we didn't even see a
created.
court with him.
Exactly. When did we see he started creating the pills? Like, who was
Yeah.
the minister that he didn't want to give up? Who,
Yeah.
you know, like, how was the village created? When did they? I felt like it was wrapped up way too quickly.
Yeah, because
Way
I
too
thought we
quickly.
were gonna see Taeyong like go against him in court,
Or something.
something like
But it was like she was in the quarantine village. Miraculously, they get saved. You know, the Seung-hee and Yoon-gum switch places. It was just like they were almost running out of time.
Yeah, so all we see him is just him getting taken away, going to jail.
Exactly.
That's it. Like, so what happened to him?
And then
you
we
know?
fast forward another 3 years, and then we find out, like, oh my God, yeah, her husband's actually like living. He's writing, you know, the tale of Lady Ott.
Yeah.
They've had kids. Like, it felt like they spent so much time on these nonsensical court cases that what really would have mattered, I think, was had we seen more of the fight with her old master, the concubine, her
Taking
husband,
them down.
the
Yeah.
shenanigans that they've been pulling,
Yeah.
where this, you know, pill started from, why he was like, that should have been a good 4 episodes. They gave us all of that in the last episode. Like, they wrapped it
Yeah.
up. So that's why I'm like, it feels too long. And then I like the ending wasn't long enough. They didn't, you know, discuss it or dive into it like deep enough.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, maybe it should have just been 12 episodes then. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
I
the
can see
last
that,
5
but-
episodes threw me off, and I'm like, the main thing, we dealt with it all in episode 16.
Yeah.
We didn't even discover the village till the end of episode 15. Like,
Yeah, I can see that.
that part felt very,
Like, I
very
wish we
rushed
could
to
see
me.
Taeyong battling that guy in court and her.
Yes.
And So-yi.
Yeah. That's what I
You
wanted
know?
to see. But all in all, it was cute.
I loved it.
She was recognized for all the good things that she did and got, you know, her status was elevated. That was
Yeah.
wonderful. I loved seeing like the romance of it all.
Yeah.
And
They
yeah,
both
essentially
they
everybody-
both killed their roles, both of them.
every
Amazing.
single person. This is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like a show with a good supporting cast.
Yes.
It was all the servants. It was the brother-in-law. It was his wife. It was, you know, Seung-yi and Maxim. Like
Madame Kim. That's the
Maxim.
thing. The entire cast was giving it. Like
Everyone.
I enjoyed all of them,
And that's what made it just
yeah,
chef's kiss. Like it was such a great show.
a well-rounded show. Gave you everything. You laughed. You cried. It just
The romance.
The romance was so good.
nice. And I love the fact that she got reunited with her dad and he didn't die. I'm like, I can't imagine this girl losing one more person.
I can't lie though. When the dad showed up and she said father, I was like, no, don't do
you
that.
would've, like, held
You're
up.
dead. Like, like, fuck him. You'll see him later. Like,
You're like, don't expose yourself, girl.
I was like, please don't. He's old. That's fine.
What does that have to do?
he had his time, girl.
He's not dying.
But
What
I'm
are you
saying,
talking
like,
about?
why give up your life for?
Like, no, she gave up the identity. Like, she said, fine, fuck, you guys. Like, this is my secret.
Yeah, but she was
I
gonna
am
die.
But, like, because she hasn't seen her dad in 10 years. She didn't even know if he was alive.
I don't know.
What does his age have
in
to
that
do with, like,
moment,
you
I'm
could ignore
sorry.
him?
I would, me personally. I'm sorry to say that. Is that wrong? I would save myself. If I'm facing death, are you crazy?
I don't think she was ever
Sorry,
gonna
Dad.
face-
You got to go.
I don't think she was ever going to face death, though. I think
She was.
No.
Yes, she was.
For impersonating a noble person? No,
Yeah.
they just gave her back to her master and said, no, you're a servant. Go back.
No.
Because how did she end up with the concubine?
I don't give a damn. I still wouldn't.
I think the shock of not seeing your dad would have made you expose yourself.
I would not. I'm sorry.
Okay, then.
Me personally.
And the fact that you're like, he doesn't have much to live. I'm like, the man's not going to die if she denied him.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, she would see him another time. Like, she would find him again. Because she found out that he was with her.
At that point.
Don't lie. In that moment, you were saying that too. It's like,
In that moment, I was like, no. But I didn't say, it's okay. He doesn't have much time. He gonna die anyways. I all of those thoughts now.
Like I said, she could have just denied him and then met up with him after.
I was just like, damn it, they found her weak spot. That's all I was gonna say, because that's the only thing that made her come up out of that role.
Yeah.
Right? And tell the truth. But
they knew what they were doing. They ate with that one.
They really did. I hate to give them one, but they really did. They knew. They shocked her right.
But overall,
out of it.
I give it a 10 out of 10 for me. Loved everything about it. My star of the series, I'm giving it to Taehyung.
Taehyung, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 9 just because I felt like the ending was too rushed.
Mm-hmm. Who's your SOS? Who's your SOS?
You know what? I'm gonna say Taehyung and Mansa, because it's not because he died or anything, but I really genuinely did enjoy the comedic relief that he brought throughout the entire show. So he kind of, I didn't think I would like him as much as I did. Yeah. And then the dinner scene just killed me. So yeah.
Yeah, he was cute. Loved him. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, everyone. If you are enjoying or have enjoyed, let us know what you think about the Tale of Lady Oct in the comments. And as usual, if you enjoyed our show this week, share a review, give us a follow, and have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.